2 touchdowns, a pick. I mean, just super efficient. Um, King Miller, 18 for 152 and a touchdown. Makai Lemon, 9 for 93 and a touchdown. I mean, the offense against a top 15 team dog walked the shit out of them. I mean, just absolutely. And Underwood shows so many signs of being good, but he doesn't. This game specifically, Justice Haynes left late in the second quarter, and then apparently he was okay, but they sat him out for the rest of the game for precautionary measures just to be safe. But in a game this big, when you're already, it's a tight game. Like, why take your star running back out? And he was on track for 100 yards again, honestly. But they say he's good, so he should be back and should be fine. But they really could have used him in the second half. Michigan has Washington, Michigan State, and number 1 Ohio State for the rest of the year. They already lost to Oklahoma. I mean, their only option for the rest of the year to even have any playoff hopes is to win the conference. And at this point, if you went out and you beat number 1 Ohio State, which they have done the last 4 years in a row, so it might be time for it to flip, but they might really have a genuine streak going on. But Michigan 2 for 9 on third down. They threw 2 picks. Just Underwood was 15 for 24 for 207, 2 touchdowns with the pick. They had the backup, though. The backup was in through a pick. This USC team, I think, is more, who I'm more excited about when it comes to these two teams for the rest of the year, playoff-wise. Because USC's offense is just, it's fun to watch, but there's no telling. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do against Notre Dame's defense, and I'm excited to see what they do against Oregon, and then immediately follow it up and play UCLA. So, what can this defense honestly slow a playoff defense down? You know, because I don't know if Michigan's going to be there this year. They're super young, new coach. They had all the off-season bullshit lingering over these players. So, you know, maybe next year, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Maybe they figure it out here in the next 2-3 weeks. The next thing we're going to talk about is this number 21 Arizona State at Utah. Now, Utah dog-walked them 42-10, but Utah came into this game a favorite, I believe, over 14 points, and that was before they found out that Arizona State was going to be without Sam Levitt and the receiver. Utah had 400 yards on the ground, 400 yards of offense, 276 of it on the ground. And they passed 13 times, and they ran the ball 42 times. They ran the ball down Arizona's throat. Their only losses to a top 10 team in Texas Tech and a top 3 offense in Texas Tech. So, their only games that they have coming up of any worth is BYU and Cincinnati, both sub-15 teams. So, they should handle them, especially with how good they have looked in other games other than the Texas Tech game. Arizona State has Texas Tech next week, so they're pretty much done. But Utah is a BYU beat and a Cincinnati beat going to be enough to give them one of those last 8 spots? And then, if it's not, will they have to win their conference? I mean, at this point, I have no idea who it looks like they would play. It would probably be Texas Tech again. So, it just would be... Utah definitely has a chance, but they definitely have some problems ahead of them as well. Have some obstacles, conference obstacles. The next one we're going to talk about is this Florida State-Pitt game. Pitt came into number 25 Florida State after Florida State has lost 2 games in a row, one to an unranked Virginia and another one to a ranked team last week. So they're avoiding trying to lose to 2 unranked teams after being in the top 5. So they lose 34-31. Mekhi Danzy, I will say, is a special player. Florida State was down a couple of guys, but without their wide receiver one, Mekhi Danzy, with 7 receptions for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. Florida State had 400 yards of offense. Couldn't stop anything on defense to save their life. Pitt was 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions. Florida State has no ranked teams for the rest of the year. Their playoff hopes are absolutely done. There's no hope for it at all. Pitt, almost 500 yards of offense, 320 of it through the air and 150 of it on the ground. They have number 13 Notre Dame, number 12 Georgia Tech, and number 2 Michigan the last 3 games of the season. But I promise you, Pitt, Syracuse, Boston College, all of them, every single year, Pittsburgh is going to upset one of those 3 teams. One of those 3 teams will lose their playoff hopes because they lost to Pittsburgh in the last 3 games of the season. I promise you. We will have that conversation at the end of the year. ISU loses their 2nd unranked game in a row to Colorado, 17-24. All they had to do was win out this year. The only game they had for the rest of the year was BYU. Only ranked game. That was it. They were 2 for 12 on 3rd down. I mean, just what do you do? They have been such a Rocco Beck, 200 yards